Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing good. So as a part of our Postgres tutorial series, in the last lecture we learned about how to create Postgres types, right? User defined types. Now in this lecture we will learn about how to create simple function in Postgres using those return types, right? And returned table data uh, from the function. Okay. So let's start. Let's jump to our PGADMIN. So in our PGADMIN, if you see, we have four databases right now, right? So let's expand organization database. In organization database, uh, if you remember our last lecture, so in our public schema, we had created one table called org, right? In the last lecture of import export CSV file to table, right? So in that lecture, we had loaded organization data in this org table, right? And then in the app schema, we had created one view on top of that org table, right? Called org view, right? In the lecture, create views with check option in Postgres, right? So if you guys have not seen those lecture, please go back and see that lectures. Okay. Now let's start creating functions. Okay, so let me just open a query tool in organization database. Now let me just query my table first. Select star from org. So this is my public table which has 101 records, right? And let me just check my views. Select star from app.org view, which is getting all the data from this org table. So it is also giving 101 rows, right? So this is the data we have in org table, organization database in org table and app org view, right? Now let's create a function. So in that function, we will pass this organization index and it will return all the rows, all the data of that particular organization, right? So it will give me, including organization index, it will give me all other fields as a returned data from that function. Okay. So I have already prepared some script. So first, in first method of function, we will create a type, okay, composite type, and we will use that type to return data from function. Okay, so let me just create that type. So this is org type, right? So I'll create in public schema this org type, right? And it has completely exactly same structure as this table, right? So all the fields are there, all the data types are there, right? So let me just create this type. Okay, so type got created. Let me just give grant. Okay, this is public. So let me run this grant. Okay, grant is successful, right? So let's go in our public schema and check if those types are, if that type has been created or not, right? So let me refresh this types. So we can see org type is created, right? Now we will use this org type to, create function and then return the data. So I've already created one function. I'll explain you how to, how to write that function. Okay, so let me just paste that here. Okay, so I'm creating function in app schema. Generally, you should create functions in your app schema and give grant to your no UI developers, roles and users so that they can just call this function, execute that function. Okay. So the syntax is create or replace function. This is the function name organization data function. It is in app schema, right? I'm passing a parameter p org index. Always start your function parameter from p underscore so that we know that it's a parameter, right? And data type is begint, right? I'm returning what it returns is a org type, right? So we had created a org type, so we'll keep the return type as org type. Language will be PLPG SQL, right? And then from here, our body starts function body, right? Now in function body, I'm declaring a variable. It's a local variable, so it's starting with LV. Okay, so LV org type, and it is a org type variable, right? Now in the begin statement, I am selecting all the fields from this, all the field into this declared variable lv type from this view app.org view, right? And this ov is the alias to this org view I'm giving, where ov.org index, our org index should be equals to the index which is passed in the parameter. Okay, and then I'm returning this lv type, okay, which is having all the data. So that's about this function. Let me just execute that function, and then let me just see. Okay, so function got created. Let me just give grants. Let me give execute grant on this function to the users. Okay, so now function has created. Let me just check in our object explorer on the left side. So let me expand function. Okay, so I've created function in app schema. So let me expand app schema, and then let me go refresh this function tab. Okay, so we can see our function got created, right? Now we are going to call this function. Okay, so to call this function, just simple command is select, and that function is schema app, and that function name, and the input parameter which you are passing. Okay, so I am trying to fetch data for this first. First, I'm trying to fetch data for first organization, so I'm passing parameter as 1. So let me just execute this function. Okay, so now you can see in the output it's a org data function. That's a function name. Org type is the type, return type, right? And this is the data, guys. See, so in the bracket you will get all the fields comma separated, right? So one, that's the organization index, then organization company name, right? Company ID, URL, everything is there, right? So this is a one way to create function and call, no, give parameters and call that function and get all the data, right? There is one more method, okay, to create the same function. Okay, there's one more method. So before executing that, let me just drop this function. Okay, and let me just copy paste the another method. I'll explain you what is the another method. Hmm. So this one is, so this is another method. Okay, so in this in this function, so function name is same org function data, right? And here we are passing a parameter p org index, which is a begin type, right? Here I'm return type has changed. Okay, so right now in the first example we had declared type and then use that type as return type. Now in this example we are returning directly table and giving the structure of that table, right? So I think this is quite similar to the type. So same definitions we can use to declare a type and then you use that type, right? So instead that you can directly give the type definition here, directly give all the fields which you want to return as a table, right? And their data type. Okay. So next is here I'm directly just returning this query, return query, begin statement, select star from app org view where org index equals to the parameter which I'm passing p org index, right? So it will directly return the data of this query, this complete query, right? So no need to declare any variable, right? So let me just execute this function, guys. Okay, so function got created. Let me just check the function. Okay, so function got created. Let's execute that function. So execution is same. Select and then the function name, right, with a schema, and then give the parameter 1. So I'm trying to call 1. You can use any parameter, right? So now I'll show you the output. So see, it is showing same output, right? So output is same, just that here the data type of that output has changed to record. It's a record type of data type, right? And you can see the data is same, right? Just that there's no bracket, right? So all the data are comma separated, right? So similarly, you can call any no organization index. So let me just pass 3 and see it is giving me the details of third organization, right? So this is one way. Now we have created function in two different ways, right? Now let me just create one more function where the purpose is different. So our purpose is that let's call all the organizations which are founded in a particular year, right? So you have seen no previous function just returning one row because there is just one row of a particular organization. Now this function I'm creating where I'll be passing the year, a particular year, and we'll get the data of all the organization which are founded in that particular year, right? So I'm just returning it as a table, right? And I'm giving all the fields which I want to return, and then just return query, and then I'm selecting select star from this view where founded equals to the founded year which I'm passing as a parameter. So let's create this function, guys. So function got created. Let me just refresh this. Okay, so our second function got created, which is the org data by founded function, right? Let me execute this function. To execute that function, select schema name app dot function name org data by founded FNC, and this is the year. So let's see what are the organization which were founded in year 2000. So we can see two rows, right? That means two organizations were founded in 2000, right? One is 76, another one is 101, right? It's a at the rate case or of 321. This company Data Machine was founded, right? When in 2000, right? And this also first company also founded in 2000. So we can see that founded date is 2000, right? So when you want to get multiple results, so it will look like this, right? Multiple rows will look like this if your function returns multiple rows, right? So I hope you guys understood the concept of creating functions, right? Using the types and using this table, return table keyword, right? In the next lecture, we will learn more cool features in the Postgres. Okay, so if you guys like this video, right, please subscribe my channel. Thank you, guys.